to another episode of Historical Hauntings. My name's Kirsten Parker.
I'm Anna Stingerganius.
I'm Delaney Mobley.
And I'm Alexia McLean.
On today's episode for Historical Hauntings, we're visiting the historical haunting of the Winchester.
And Driscoll.
Okay, let's get started.
Okay. So, the Winchester Mystery House is located on Winchester Boulevard, San Jose, California. It is a once 7-story, now 4-story house with 160 rooms, 40 bedrooms, 40 staircases, 13 bathrooms, 6 kitchens, 47 fireplaces, 3 elevators, and 2 basements. The house was supposed to be 7-story, but due to the 1906 hurricane, when the house was almost at completion, the top 3 stories were knocked down.
So how many rooms are left? Because you said 160.
160 is how many rooms are left after the hurricane. Or not the hurricane, the earthquake.
And 4 stories.
Yeah.
160.
It's a big old house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a really big house.
So, the story behind the Driscoll is that Sarah...
So we're moving on to the
Sarah Darlene Lockwood Pardee Winchester. That is
A long name,
Yes.
She married into the Winchester family, and after her husband and daughter's deaths, she went to a medium, and she found out that because of the rifles that her father-in-law, Oliver Winchester, made, she was being haunted by the spirits killed because of the rifles.
Yep.
And the medium told her that the spirits wanted her to move, I don't remember where it said move to, hold on. They wanted her to move, I guess, which way is California?
West.
Yeah, she wanted
west.
She wanted to move west.
They wanted her to move west. The spirits wanted her to move west and build a house based off what they wanted. So that's what she did. She moved to San Jose, California from New Haven, I think.
Maybe New Haven, I
I
think.
feel like New Haven's from a movie.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
New Haven is a movie title, yeah.
Yeah. Or it's like a town
Yeah.
in a series or something.
Well, anyways,
Yeah.
So
But Sarah's seen walking the halls and stuff in her funeral outfit that she continued to wear, an all-black outfit with just lace. The earthquake that knocked down the 3 stories, the damage is still visible in a room they call Daisy's room. Daisy is the niece to Sarah, and Sarah had rheumatoid arthritis, and it was hard for her to, do stuff, so walking and stuff. Writing was a big problem for her. So she had her niece use a stethograph and help her write so that the builders knew what to build the next days.
Yeah. And do you know how long it took them to build it?
The house, it was completed.
It might have been like 1850s or something like that, right?
I don't really know. Because it might have been 19-somethings, because 1906, it was close to completion, but the earthquake.
Yeah, but I mean a 7-story house in the even 1950s was pretty hard to build. I mean, they had skyscrapers, but nothing like that magnitude, and they had so many twists and turns that they had to build up too.
1922, because
It was
that's
completed?
when she passed away, and it was said that when she completed the house and it stopped building, she'd pass away.
Oh, okay. And did she? So legit
Yeah,
died?
she passed away on September 5th, 1922 in her room at the Winchester house.
And
Like just with old age.
so I know like
I
from
think so.
from like stories that I've heard, it was like there's so many like different dead ends and like ending staircases. And like I don't know if like this is true, but just from what I've heard, didn't they like take forever to find her body? Or,
Yeah, because it's almost maze-like. Some people believed that she was actually building the house to try to trap the spirits inside and keep them away from her.
Yeah, like to try and like trick them, But I mean, if she legit like build a house to try and trap the ghosts because they told her to build this big, massive, ginormous house to their liking, it kind of screams like she should have been in like a special
Psych
hospital.
ward.
She was a millionaire. She was the heiress to
Yeah.
the Winchester fortune.
Yeah.
Her father-in-law and mother-in-law died, and she got all of their land. So where their house was built on a place called Prosperity Hill,
Mhm.
the house that they were building to live in. They finished it in 1868.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, cause I see in her last name it's Lockwood Pardee Winchester.
I think
Does that have to do anything like the actual guns or like?
Winchester is the guns. The guns made were, Winchester rifles.
Yeah, but I mean like Lockwood, not really like a gun company, but I mean they sold guns, like Lockwood and Co. That's like it was a really popular brand back then. Like they were a general appliance store.
I don't know about that. I do know that that's her. I think that might be one of her middle names. It might be
Okay.
a last name, like Lockwood Pardee. But her
Mhm.
parents, they were teachers. So she was like a mathematical genius. She knew like 3 different languages. Which is why a lot of people believe that she was building the house in certain numbers and they all add up to one number, which equals like something. A repeating number that they find is, I think it's 6, 7, and 13. So like there's 13 paneled windows, 13 paneled ceilings, and 13 step staircases.
Mhm.
There's one staircase that, because of her arthritis, she could only pick her feet up like inches off the ground, like 1 inch. So it's like the half step staircases like you'd see at older hospitals.
Mhm.
So there's one staircase that loops, like goes zigzag back and forth just to get to the next floor 7 times. Yeah.
I would get so sick of that.
I
I would not be able to live there.
Yeah,
honestly.
I honestly I would have built me a little cabin over the side. Like
Just
y'all,
like-
y'all
For
can
real.
stay there, and I'll live over here. You know?
Was it like
At
going
that
like
point- at that
the
point, it's just
staircases were going
Hogwarts.
up? Like
Yeah.
at that point it's just Hogwarts. Like they need to be
Yeah.
moving at
Yeah.
this point.
yeah.
So the numbers are actually, it's not 6, it's 7, 11, and 13. So there's one staircase that goes down 7 steps on one side, and then on the other side you go up 11 steps.
Yeah.
And then so on and so forth. And it's rumored that every single night between 12 and 2 a.m., she would go to the room of the house, a seance room is what they call it now, but it was called the heart of the house. Because she built the house around
Around
a old farmhouse.
Mhm.
So that's the base, and she just built onto the farmhouse.
It's weird.
And she would talk to the people haunting her in some theory, and in other theory that she'd just be talking to the spirits so that she knew what they wanted, because she was wanting them to have like a nice place to stay. She wanted to see her family and everything.
Mhm.
And how attached she was to her family is shown in the house because there was a closet with a safe, a double locked safe. So like a safe on the outside, a safe on the inside. And inside the safe was her daughter's will, her husband's will, and locks of their hair.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
That screams like witchcraft. But it's like what's some of like the sightings that are known
You
in
can
that house?
you can see again her walking around in her
Veil. and all that.
veil and her black gown, which is actually on a mannequin inside the house. I could not find a picture of it. And you can see different figures in the windows and stuff. But that's pretty much all I got from sightings and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a room in the house called the Witch's Cap, and it's believed she had a seance there with a couple other people. So it wasn't just herself. And they believe that she had the seance there because documents were very hard to find, but stuff that was documented less detailed because of her arthritis. And in the document it states that they were in a room with no corners, and the witch's cap is just a circle.
How old was she whenever she started building the house?
Started building the house, I don't think I could find her age on any of that, but
Were you able to find like anything based off of her age? Or anything?
she
may
was
have been,
23
like,
when she
yeah.
got married. 24 was William Wirt Winchester, her husband. He was 24 when they got married.
So you maybe probably around like 10 years after that, maybe.
I mean, that's still pretty young.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
So a couple of deaths that happened.
In the house? Or
No, it said that they are connected because the spirits killed them. Like the spirits were after her, they killed them. Her daughter, where is it at? June 15th, 1866, she gave birth to her daughter, Annie Pardee Winchester. They named her in honor of William, her husband's late sister who died giving birth. The child suffered from, can't pronounce that word, it's marasma, and it's a severe form of malnourishment characterized by energy deficiency. And she passed away within a month of her birth. The girl
That
was
is sad.
so sad.
Alright. Not trying to be mean. Let's move on to the next one.
okay, yeah, because this is really long and we are on a time crunch.
Alright.
So
the other place that
you
we're
already got
visiting,
it.
yes, the other
Oh.
place, the other place that we're visiting is the Driscoll. Many people do know about the Driscoll just based off of like many YouTubers visiting this house, visiting the hotel. It is a hotel. Visiting the hotel and just like recording, or you can go there and you can get your own little tour and go in and out of rooms and everything like that. But this hotel is located in Austin, Texas. It was built by a colonel, although he didn't like do much to really become like a colonel in like war and everything. They gave him the nickname Colonel from something. I don't really remember, but it was built.
He was rich.
He was very rich.
Oh.
And so it was built in between 1885 and 1886 by Colonel Jesse Lincoln Driscoll. So when entering this hotel, you end up getting met with this flight of stairs. Okay, from what I've seen from like photos and videos, it's like straight up and then to both sides. In the middle, right before it splits, there is a ginormous portrait of Jesse. And whenever being around this portrait mostly, but in other spots of the hotel as well, you can smell cigar smoke because he would go around greeting guests and just with a cigar in the hand. Also, throughout the hotel, if you don't smell cigar smoke, you may smell roses, and that is because the front desk lady was she loved roses, had roses everywhere, smelled like her perfume was roses and everything like that. So yeah, but with that whole portrait, that was built, or it was painted the year he died and hung up there. And then, so that flight of stairs, so this hotel is rumored to have roughly 90 different spirits. Most famous one is a 4-year-old little girl who was the daughter of a senator who was there for some sort of event. But what happened was she was upstairs playing, being 4, when her ball got thrown down the flight of stairs. She chased after it, tumbled, broke her neck, sadly, tragically passed away. So now her spirit is still there. And what she likes to do is she'll mess with people and she'll flicker lights on and off, turn off water, the basics. But she will also go up to you and just tickle you or tug on your clothes.
I'm not gonna lie.
I hate being tickled.
If I was just laying in my bed and I started getting tickled, I'm like,
I would leave.
yeah.
100%.
A lot of people may find it like scary and creepy and weird, but also a lot of other people find it very interesting, and they go there to see if they can find her. This little girl's name was Samantha Houston, I believe was her last name.
Yes, it was Houston.
Yeah, Samantha Houston. And so, just like other people and other spirits in there, she has her own little portrait. So Sam and Colby have gone there twice now. Their second time, they went with the Sterniolo triplets, and they stated in the video that out of all of the portraits that are in there, for some odd reason...
wait for it to get over. Wait for it to
Yeah.
get over. All right, go.
For some odd reason, her portrait is the only one that's getting some sort of green accent to it. It's like turning green. But nobody understands why, because it's also the only one. So it can't be because of like, oh, it's just over time, it's getting old, expired, whatever. Nobody really, like, there's no explanation for it.
Yeah.
Other than Samantha and like the front desk lady and all that, another really cool one is these two who... You okay? You got it? It's these 2 brides that were staying in room 525, 30 years apart, on the same exact day, but 30 years apart, they both died in that same exact room in the tub. So the deal is, it is claimed that they committed suicide because on the day of their weddings, they were both left at the altar.
That's creepy.
Yes. So whenever they were both found in the tub with a case of beer and a magazine, which is even more wild because they both had like the same things by their sides. However,
Well, I mean, if you get left at the altar, what else are you supposed to drink?
do?
What are you gonna do?
What you gonna
Wine,
do?
red wine.
Like, that is a
Well,
good
that's a
point.
celebration one.
That depends.
It does depend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also like weird because you never really saw women drinking much beer, let alone
No.
an entire case, let alone what was going on. They still
Yeah.
never really drank an entire case.
Yeah, especially if they were like in public.
Exactly.
Like
They
out
wouldn't walk
somewhere.
out the store with the case of
No.
beer on
Yeah,
them.
it's not.
So, but that's like a good point because I didn't really think about that until just now because that's also wild. The first one, it's not really known who she was or really anything. However, the second one, you cannot, like, people know her name. She is more known, but you cannot find her name anywhere. I've looked up videos and online, like, websites and everything. I cannot find this lady's name. However, she is claimed to have been beautiful and elegant and just, like, a great woman to have married. But
I wonder
just...
what happened.
You can't find any photos of her, so you don't like know if it's true.
No, there are photos
Oh,
of
there
her.
is?
Yeah, there's like photos of her from like the videos and everything, and she was very, very beautiful.
Oh dang, she is really pretty.
She was very
Oh,
beautiful.
you can't really see it. Yeah. I think it's the white throwing it off.
pull it back some?
Tap the screen to try and like.
It's not gonna work.
It'll be alright.
It's okay.
We can
But-
edit it in.
Yeah, she was very, very beautiful, and I'm assuming
Oh, it's
obviously
her man.
her little man.
But if
why
they
would
got
you leave
married,
her?
then-
Exactly. Like apparently she was so sweet, and there was really.
But
no
I thought you
reason-
said they got left at the altar.
they did.
But then why was she with her man?
I don't know, honestly. But it is claimed that they both got left at the altar. Like their husbands or their soon-to-be husbands said no and just like walked out.
Yeah.
So
They
maybe
said-
that was like right before.
Yeah.
But that looks like they're walking out of the chapel there.
That does.
Yeah.
Maybe that's her dad and they were walking in.
Yeah.
Some-
Probably not, though.
No, he
That would
looks
be very
pretty.
young.
He looks a little older.
Let me see. Yeah, but they kind of look the same age.
But I mean, whenever did people how do they found them in the tub with a case of beer.
And so, but also, the second one, it's weird, especially because the second one apparently also shot herself. So we don't know.
So what did the first one do?
I have no idea.
you can't find
You can't find anything on her, and you
Um,
especially cannot find these names.
I think in the first Sam and Colby video, they said that both women were found just with the beer and magazines. I don't think they were found in the bathroom.
I don't know,
But
because
in the video itself, they said that both brides had assumed to have had a gun pointed at their stomach area and a pillow over it to muffle the sound of the shot.
that is exactly what the article stated with the
Why
second
would
bride.
they shoot themselves in the stomach? Do you think they were pregnant?
Could have been. That
Yeah.
could have been why they left them.
Because back then, shotgun marriages were and
Yeah.
still are a thing. So I mean, maybe being left at the altar, maybe he,
Maybe
they
he
both
was just
did,
no, I'm not ready for this kind
Yeah.
of commitment.
That could be.
Yeah.
That could be something.
Maybe she just couldn't handle the pain.
Maybe. But yeah. So they found her after being shot, according to another article.
Yeah.
And so now, but the funniest thing is that same day after being left, she took her ex-fiance's credit card and went on a complete shopping spree.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
Blew his money. Blew his money. So now, sightings can be seen of her walking around with one of two things: either shopping bags and stuff like that, going to the room, or the scariest thing ever, a pistol in her hand. She can be seen walking around with a pistol, and then they both. So this is the most interesting room. It is room 525, which is where they both died. And it's Sam and Colby went into that room, obviously. They went into the room, and they were saying that the first time they went there, it smelled perfectly fine. But the second time, it smelled like death. It smelled like something had died, and it was just gross, and they were getting migraines. They could not stand to be in there.
Didn't they say it was coming from the bathroom?
Yes.
Yeah.
They figured out, they followed a trail. It was coming from the bathroom. But other people previously and after that didn't claim to have smelled anything, which is very fascinating. But I will say the most famous room in this entire hotel is this quote-unquote mirror room. We all know whenever mirrors are facing each other, it opens like a portal, right?
Yeah.
It's said to, yeah.
Yeah.
There
and
is-
traps them in there.
There is 9 mirrors in this one room that cost over, I want to say, $9 million.
I think it is 9
Like
million.
all the mirrors
Combined, yes.
That
They're gold.
I just made my own mirror at that point.
They
It's-
are
yeah.
they are probably half of